My name is Elizabeth Pampalone, and you're listening to the Absolute Marketing Podcast.
Hey everybody, Joe Casabona here. I am a podcaster and educator. I help people create content more easily, particularly through making money with their podcast. And podcasting is something I want to talk to you about today. Now, if you listen to podcasts, you're probably familiar with the common call to action of follow us on Apple Podcasts or wherever you get your podcasts. But if you don't get your podcast on Apple Podcasts, like 70% of podcast listeners, according to Edison Research, that's 70%, then you're left high and dry wondering what you should do. And if you have a podcast, frankly, that is a terrible call to action for the aforementioned reason. You want a universal place where anybody can go to take the action you want them to take. So what you should do is have a dedicated episode page or landing page where you can send people. So you can say, thanks so much for listening. To get all the show notes and to sign up for our mailing list, head over to mywebsite.com/subscribe or mywebsite.com/the episode number. And on top of that, you should have your call to action at the top of the show too, because according to Apple Podcasts and some other research stats, you lose about 60% of your audience before your final sign off. So if you put the call to action at the top, way more people will hear it. Now, this is all in the name of getting your listeners to convert to leads or customers. And if you're wondering how you can improve your podcast specifically, you should check out my podcast audit over at podcastliftoff.com/absolute. People who listen to this show will get 20% off. That's podcastliftoff.com/absolute. Thanks so much for listening. I'll talk to you next time.
Thanks for listening to the Absolute Marketing Podcast. If you'd like to learn more, please visit getabsolutemarketing.com.